All right, YouTube. So the other day I did a Judge Lauren Lake, um, I guess overview of how she goes about men and women. Uh, but this time I'm going to do Judge Lynn Toler because I feel like she does the same thing. So I'm gonna play two clips and we go from there.
I want you to invest in the mother of your children. I want you to make sure your two daughters know what it is to be independent, to be strong, to have self-esteem, and to care for who they are on their own. I want you to go home. I want you to find whatever it is you need to do in order to make enough income to make him optional. And then, once he becomes optional, you begin to dictate terms about what you do want and what you don't want. Because this is not what you want for your daughters. And your daughters never do what you tell them to do. They do what they see you doing. You don't want this. Or you want to get married.
Yes.
And when you discuss it with Mr. Lewis, what does he say?
He brings up marriage statistics like almost 60% of marriages fail. What's in it for a man? You know, like just all the reasons to not do it. And, you know, I guess shut the topic down.
I found another reason to yell at him. Hang on. Number one, the marriage statistic of 60% is just not accurate. Period, end of story, just not accurate. The first study that said 50% was talking about if you have 1 million marriages, you also have 500,000 divorces, which ignores all the steady marriages. So it did approach 50% at one point, but it really isn't. That's number one. And number two, what's in it for a man? Number one, you live on average 3 years longer when you have a wife. We don't live any longer, but you live longer because we take care of you. We make you go to the doctor. We make you take your pills. If you have a headache, we ask you about it. It doesn't go the other way around. And number two, when a man gets divorced, he's very likely to get married quickly again because he realizes what a good thing he lost. Women kind of languish and are happy to be free, but men who lose a wife move right on to get another one because we are handy. Yes, I'm done.
Now, if you first, let me just be very fair about the situation. That first clip, the only reason I use that is because it's the most recent example that I had, and I didn't feel like looking through all of her videos. But she was giving that rant and that self-esteem speech because the girl was in a relationship with a guy who was a piece of shit that kind of downed her. But I just want to extract out of that the independent woman message. All right, just to be fair about that. But do you see how the difference is when she addresses both sexes? When the guy is upfront saying, look, you can be here, but I don't want to get married. I don't find it worthwhile. Definitely for a man, I don't feel like I get anything out of it. So if that's what you want, not getting it from me. She tells him, you should. Men benefit from this. Men, we are think something you need in your life because of what we do. All right, but then when you see how she tells women is independent, independent, independent. Make sure that man is optional. He's an option. You can leave him when you want, right? So what's the difference between the guy? Why can't he make her optional? Why does he have to make her a priority? Why does he have to make her an obligation? Why can't he keep it to where he can leave at any time he wants, where she's an option? What's the difference? See, this is the issue with this independent crap. If you're in a union, like she just preached, you just heard her, marriage, how the fuck can your spouse be optional? How? They're your obligation now. They're your partner, they're your priority now. How can that be an option? When it comes to women, just like in society, she says, you better make sure he can't do anything. You're not trapped. You better make sure you can get out of there because if you can't stand on your own, oh boy, are you in trouble. But the guy just said, if I bring you in, boy, am I probably in trouble. And she shot that down. And do you hear, one thing I want to jump to is, do you hear the anger that independent women always speak in? It's never happy. It's always, I'm independent. It's just so much. Who the fuck likes that? For one, just to nitpick about that for a second. But one thing that I noticed when I was like thinking about this video is when she talks about her parents. The only thing I ever really remember her saying about her mother is that her mother says shit. Like, she used to say stuff. Like, she has a book that says My Mother's Rules. That's all I really ever heard. When it comes to her father, she has a plethora of stories. I very rarely saw him because he was a hardworking man, always at work. Or it's, man, you don't know when he was going to snap. Because, so it's either a super hardworking dude or a dude that possibly could snap and ruin a day for everybody or some shit like that. I forget how she worded it. But as much as she talk about this independent woman thing, I don't think her mother was in that type of situation. And it sounds like when her father maybe would snap, to her is like, oh crap, my mother can't get out of this, or blah blah blah. This is just me assuming because this is just the little bit of stuff that she has exposed. But let's think about that. She has also bragged about how was able to get through college because her father did all that work. Because her father, she barely saw her father because he did that nonstop, giving examples of what he did at work. Your mother was able to raise successful daughters, right? Give them knowledge, right? Because she was at what? Independent? Don't sound like it. It sounds like you are exactly the product of a non-independent woman environment. So that's where I feel like there's hypocrisy here. Now, I could be wrong because I haven't researched her life, just what I see from the show. But it seems to be a very biased, independent woman thing. Men still need to pull a part. I never understand that when society says it. But that's all I want to do is just point out how I notice the trend, and when you have female judges or I guess authority figures. The only balanced one is Judge Judy, and I hate her show because it's usually boring. But man, oh, let me know what y'all think. What do y'all think about this? Because I feel like it's absolutely biased, just like Judge Lake. Fucking be right, not positive. Well, actually, one more point to add to that is if you let's play this out a little bit. No, I'm not going to do that. One thing she likes to tell women is gain leverage. Make sure you get married so you can't be just left in the dust. Well, if the woman gains leverage, the man loses leverage. Why is it okay for the man to lose leverage? Something to think about. Now I'm out.